What's up everybody? Nate here. So it's now February 2022 and the cryptocurrency market has done nothing but tank all of this year, as coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum have fallen way off of their record highs that they set back in November of 2021. And seemingly at the same time, we have a tax system in the United States that's starting to crumble. The IRS is reporting many outages all throughout the country, and your refund may be incorrect or super late this year. And you're probably wondering, how exactly do those two things relate? Well, normally the cryptocurrency market and taxes would not go together, as the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum have actually dropped after US regulators threatened to tax cryptocurrencies even more and impose some harsh regulations on cryptos in general. But that was all at the federal level, and now some state governments are actually starting to warm up to the idea of cryptocurrency and taxes. Particularly, Colorado is going to become the first US state to accept cryptocurrencies as a way to pay taxes. Not only that, but there's some bills floating around in Tennessee right now that would actually let municipal districts buy and invest in cryptocurrency for their own city. And if you're a Bitcoin investor in Missouri, you may never have to pay taxes on your cryptocurrency again. So in this video, I want to talk all about cryptocurrency and these brand new laws and changes that could be coming for taxes in 2022. We're also going to discuss what this is going to mean for the future of cryptocurrency, taxes, and our US economy. So if you're a crypto investor, you may want to stick around till the very end of this video to learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency and taxes in the United States for 2022. But before I break all of this down, do me a quick favor and hit, smash, or destroy that thumbs up button below and ring that notification bell too. Those two things are completely free and they help to show me that you like this video and that you want to see even more just like it. Thank you so much for doing that, and now let's talk all about cryptocurrency and taxes. So starting off this video, let's talk all about Colorado. So Colorado is kind of the first state that's going to start accepting Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as payment for taxes. The governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, actually said that you would be able to pay your taxes with crypto starting this summer. And not only that, the state is going even further. They want you to be able to pay all government fees with crypto starting this year. So any kind of fines, like you speeding to get your extra guac on the freeway, or parking tickets, and even paying for your driver's license fees, could all be done with cryptocurrency as soon as this year. So basically how this system would work right now is the state would actually collect the cryptocurrency and then it would convert it to United States dollars. That's kind of the issue right now with a lot of these cryptocurrency programs, is that the United States government still does not deal with crypto. So it's not like the state of Colorado can take its cryptocurrency and send it to the federal government or pay for any kind of state-funded programs. Polis said in a statement from CNBC, all of our expenses are in dollars. Our budget is approved by legislators in dollars, so when we talk about accepting crypto for payments, they would be converted back into dollars for our purposes. Right now, the conversion would be handled by a third-party network, and they would essentially act as an intermediary between the United States government and the taxpayer. Like I said, Colorado would be the first state to do this, and there's still a lot of gray area in how it would work, but Missouri is actually going even further and saying that your Bitcoin is not going to be taxed at all. In fact, Bitcoin transactions, sales, and your holding would be completely exempt from property taxes at the state, county, and city level. This would essentially kind of put cryptocurrency in its own investing category, so it would consider it a digital asset instead of your traditional assets like stocks, bonds, and real estate. However, according to this brand new bill, it would only be tax exempt if it's used as a medium of exchange, unit of account, or store of value. And the caveat is it is not going to be considered legal tender by the United States. That would mean that it is a complete virtual currency and not an actual legitimate currency like our traditional dollars. And then finally, you have Tennessee. Tennessee is actually allowing its state's cities to invest in Bitcoin. So they're using cryptocurrency donations to fund a lot of their city programs. And along with Colorado and Arizona, they are also trying to make Bitcoin legal tender in their state. So you'll be able to buy anything that you would with regular US dollars, but with Bitcoin. Now, with all of that being said, what impact is this all going to have on the cryptocurrency market, taxes, and our economy? Well, over the the past 2 years, there's been a huge push by a ton of different state legislators in order to start getting cryptocurrency into the mainstream. And that kind of solves a lot of issues that the cryptocurrency market has been having since it was created. You see, one of the biggest problems with Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of these cryptos is they're not legal tender and not legitimate. I mean, our United States dollars are backed by the United States federal government. I don't know about you, but I don't think the US government is going anywhere anytime soon. However, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, they haven't been around long, and nobody knows if they're going to be around for the long haul or if they could be gone in 10 years. This would essentially mean that all of the residents for those states can actively use their Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And if it's adopted as legal tender, the businesses in that state would have no choice but to accept it. That could end up sending the price of Bitcoin and other cryptos through the roof, because now you have millions of additional people actively using cryptocurrency. It's also super positive news for the crypto market in general, because it shows that state legislators and United States citizens want the United States to become the crypto capital of the world. If cryptocurrency is super easy to mine and super easy to buy and use in the United States, well, that's going to attract thousands, if not millions, of other cryptocurrency investors and miners from around the world. Don't get me wrong, the United States is already one of the best places for crypto miners and investors to go, but this would cement it as the absolute capital. And those states right now are trying to get in on the bandwagon early and take advantage of all of the cryptocurrency sales and money that comes from them. Sure, if the entire United States makes Bitcoin and other cryptos legal tender, well, that's good for the entire United States, but for individual economies like in Arizona and Tennessee and Colorado, those states can benefit in the short term by making cryptocurrencies widely available and accessible. It gives people right now a means to use it, but it also means that the United States government is going to be getting a lot more cryptocurrency. Like I said, a lot of these bills have talked about a third-party intermediary. So basically, the taxpayer will give the state government all of their cryptocurrency in exchange for paying all of their fees and taxes for the year. Then the state government will actually take all of that cryptocurrency and give it to a third party. The third party will then either need to sell it or trade it in order to get US dollars, and then they give those US dollars back to the state governments. From that point, the state taxes are paid like normal. However, what I'm most interested in is who ends up with all of the crypto in this instance. Are the state governments going to end up with the cryptocurrency, or did the third parties actually take this cryptocurrency and recirculate it back into the open market? Or will these third-party intermediaries act sort of like crypto banks, where these states will then take their cryptocurrency, put their money in the crypto bank, and then get out US dollars that they can then use for whatever they want? That part is a little muddy to me, and it's going to be difficult as far as taxing goes when you talk about cryptocurrency, because this has been one of the biggest moments of contention in the cryptocurrency market for the last 2 years. How exactly do you tax cryptos? Now, states like Missouri would say that Bitcoin is completely tax exempt as long as it is considered and used for specific purposes. However, other states like Colorado are saying that you can use your cryptocurrency to pay taxes. Now, obviously, if you're filing your tax return for the year, then you're not going to pay any additional taxes on that. But if you pay a fee, like at the Secretary of State or DMV, then are there going to be additional taxes on that transaction? And how are those going to be handled? Everything we do is in US dollars, so all of that is going to have to be converted into cryptocurrency at some point. And the federal government itself hasn't really come to a clear consensus on how they're going to tax cryptocurrencies in 2022 and beyond yet. Right now, cryptocurrencies are taxed like you would tax a stock. It's taxed as a property. You own something. And when you sell it, you're going to have to pay a specific amount of capital gains on that transaction. But cryptocurrencies are a lot more diverse than just a stock. There's a lot more that goes into them, because you're not just investing in a currency. You're investing in a commodity meets currency meets technology. So the value of a cryptocurrency is way different than just a stock where you have an ownership in a particular company and maybe you own a stock that has some dividends. So that's going to be really interesting for the United States government, because they're going to have to look at all of these states and figure out how they're going to regulate these cryptocurrency transactions. It's kind of the Wild West though, because even though the federal government may ban or regulate something, state governments still have a lot of control over what happens. We're seeing this right now all over the country with the sale sale of marijuana. It's banned at the federal level, but a bunch of states have actually legalized it and you can buy and sell it now. A similar thing might happen with cryptocurrencies in 2022. So it kind of fixes a lot of issues in the cryptocurrency market. First of all, it fixes the adoption issue. So now you have thousands, if not millions of companies all throughout the United States who are accepting Bitcoin as a legal method of transaction. That sort of legitimizes the cryptocurrency market in general, and it builds a lot of confidence, and it means that you can actually use your cryptocurrencies. It could also mean that the value of cryptocurrency goes up. And if it's being used like a traditional currency, like the United States dollar, then it may end up not being so volatile anymore. One of the biggest issues with crypto is that it's extremely volatile. If you walk into a store and intend to use Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency to complete your transaction, assuming the store actually allows you to use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, well, the problem is you don't know how much crypto you're going to have from the moment you walk in the store to the moment you go to check out. The price fluctuates so much that you may end up having way more than you could possibly need or way less, which means it's just not a viable payment option right now. Unlike traditional currencies where a US dollar, while it does fluctuate in value over time due to things like inflation, largely it's gonna be worth the same when you walk into a store and when you walk out. I mean, we're talking the value changes over several years, not several hours. But if everybody's using it like a traditional currency, then the value may stay pretty stagnant because there's so many people that hold it, so many people that are investing and using it. So Bitcoin and other cryptos may end up just becoming like traditional money. Big difference though is that it's all decentralized, and this is another problem that states are gonna have to look at. When somebody pays with cryptocurrency, is that transaction going to be anonymous and secure like it is with other payment methods? Some states like Colorado are looking into this. They want to continue the decentralized and anonymous nature of cryptocurrencies in their state. I don't really know how that's going to work though, especially with a tax return, because you literally file all of your information and then you're going to show how you paid for it. So those two things are gonna have to be separated, but then how are the state governments going to know that you paid your taxes? Like I said, there is still a lot to figure out here, but this could mean a lot of good things for the future of our economy. By November of 2021, the entire cryptocurrency market was valued at around $3 trillion, and a large portion of that is housed in the United States. If it's super easy to use and spend your cryptocurrency, well, that could mean trillions of extra dollars for our local, state, and federal governments. That could help us out a lot, and it means that people all throughout this country don't need traditional means in order to invest or spend their money anymore. So if you don't want to support those big banks, guess what? With cryptocurrency, you don't have to. You can invest in crypto and then sell your cryptocurrency without giving any money to the big banks. That could end up being a big shift for our economy in general, but for the most part, it's going to make the crypto market explode. And it opens up a lot of people who wouldn't normally be able to get a bank account. Well, now they can still spend and get United States dollars or invest their money like everyone else. So that decentralized nature is really coming to light here. And for taxes, well, Uncle Sam wants to get his money any way that he can. Missouri is making Bitcoin tax exempt, but these other states are not making it tax exempt, which means even if they do make it as legal tender, those transactions are still going to be taxed. These states now have a completely new source of revenue from their citizens. And that could mean millions, if not billions, of additional funding dollars. And this is only the beginning. As of recording this video, one Bitcoin is currently valued at around $42,000. If cryptocurrencies continue to go up in value, then you could see one Bitcoin be valued at millions of dollars per coin. So all of those people who are currently hanging on to one Bitcoin, they could ultimately trade in that money for cash that eventually goes back to the state in some way. Which means even more money is flowing throughout our economy and everything can grow from the state level to businesses and the federal government. And this is all from just accepting Bitcoin as legal tender and allowing businesses and state governments to bring it in as legitimate tax revenue. Something that is completely new, and these states still have a lot of problems to figure out, but the future and revenue potential is infinite. And the only way this doesn't work out for them is if the values of cryptocurrency end up plummeting and going away. Then if they're the ones holding on to the bag of cryptos, well, then they're gonna be losing a ton of money here. But if they don't actually collect the cryptocurrencies and they just collect the money from it, well, this is a win-win, because if cryptos go down in that situation, well, then the state governments don't care. They'll still accept it, but now nobody's gonna be trading with it because they're basically worthless. They look like the good guys and they don't lose any money. So with that being said, we'll likely continue to see a lot more of this in the future. But now I wanna hear from you on this issue. What do you think about states like Colorado, Tennessee, and Arizona making Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies legal tender? Is this a great idea and more states should adopt these bills, or do you think this is a terrible idea and will eventually backfire on all of those states? In addition, what do you think about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies being used to pay taxes and other fees? Will this kind of defeat the purpose of Bitcoin being decentralized in nature, or will it actually help our economy in 2022 and beyond? As always, whatever your thoughts are, leave a comment below before you go. But that is it for today's business and financial news breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to stay up to date with all of the top business and financial news from around the country, our team puts together a free daily newsletter, and you can subscribe to it by clicking the link in this corner right here. And if you want to stay up to date with me and all of the top breaking news in the business and financial world, I'm putting out videos 7 days a week on this channel, and I've actually got one ready for you right here, so be sure to check that out before you go. That is it for me, everybody. Be kind out there, and I'll see you all in the next one.